Hello everybody, my name is Cameron Brown and a warm welcome to the HowToCameron channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Morgz. Because recently Morgz has been very desperate for attention and has done something which I think is not particularly good. In fact, it's something that I think I should call out. Morgz has pretended to almost die for YouTube views. Now, it's obviously not something crazy to believe that Morgz tries to do things for views. For example, he'll clickbait doing challenges for 24 hours when he just won't do the challenge for 24 hours. He'll clickbait videos, he'll lie about breaking up and things like that. He'll just lie in a lot of his thumbnails and titles, but recently what he's done is he's actually lied about dying, and in this case it seems like he actually cares about people believing it, because normally when Morgz clickbaits or does something like that for views, it's normally very obvious, maybe not to kids, but it's normally very obvious to me, for example, that he's, you know, clearly lying and just kind of making a joke out of it to get views. Like he's making a joke out of maybe breaking up to get views, but it's pretty obvious that it's not actually correct. But recently, Morgz has been proclaiming that he almost died. So the way that he almost died, get this, he built an ice sculpture out of blocks of ice, and he did like a 24-hour challenge in which he sat in the middle of the ice structure until he cooled down. He said that he got really cold in it, when actually, if you think about it logically, if you have a block of ice next to you, even if it's a really big block, it doesn't actually cool you down that much. So if I'm standing here, okay, and there's an ice cube, let's say there, okay, it's barely gonna cool me down. So it's not like I would get as freezing as, say, he proclaimed that he did. It is obvious that the video is clickbait, because if you sit next to an ice block that's a good meter away, it just won't cool you down that much. It will cool you down a bit, but if you're wearing a goddamn coat, it's not gonna get any colder than like 10 degrees. And that's not even cold at all. Hell, it could literally get to 0 degrees. The temperature of the ice, the coldest temperature it could get. If you're wearing a coat in 0 degrees, you should be alright. Like, that's not that cold, especially if you're wearing what Morgz actually worn.
And it's freezing!
Well, what actually happened is he proclaimed that a couple of the ice cube blocks landed on his head and they caused him to be severely injured.
If anything's happened to him, I won't be able to live with myself. I'll never forgive myself. I just hope that he's okay and nothing serious has happened to him. It's Morgan! Morgan, are you okay? What did they say? How are you feeling?
Well, they said there's really bad bruising from the ice blocks, mainly on my head.
Like, there was such a dramatic part, and I know it's fake straight off the bat just because of how his mum reacted, but pretty much what happened is his stepdad was filming his mum come back from McDonald's to bring him some drinks, some hot chocolates, because the challenge is super hard, you know, sitting 1 meter away from ice outside in a coat, that's literally freezing, man. You need the hot chocolates. That's a really hard challenge. But pretty much, he managed to film her initial reaction to the whole structure breaking down and landing on Morgz's head.
Now, guys, at this point, the video took a turn for the worse.
Morgz does some really good calculations in his video. He pretty much works out the mass of each ice cube and multiplies it by how many ice cubes we used to build the structure to come up with a unit of weight, a unit of mass to be more specific, which he proclaims to have fell on his head. So it was something like 300 kilograms or something. The whole sculpture weighed 300 kilograms because, you know, the ice was stacked up. He proclaimed that all the ice fell on his head, but obviously that's not possible, saying that most of the ice is actually below his head. So you're telling me over half the ice cubes actually went against gravity. They went against the gravitational field strength, went upwards and then hit you in the head. Like, it literally made no sense. But pretty much I watched the video and I was going to make a video on it, but then I couldn't be arsed. But then I realised that he made a Instagram post that read this. This could have been my last final photo alive! A few hours after taking this, one of the 280 kilograms walls of ice blocks collapsed onto me. This doesn't make sense. 280 kilograms fell on him. So he's proclaiming that one of the whole ice walls fell on him, even though literally only 6 of them are above his head. So you're telling me each one of these ice cubes that landed on his head had a mass of well over, like, of 40 kg. Like, more than 40 kg. You're mad, man. Obviously, it's not true, so I don't know why he's trying to proclaim that it's real. I managed to escape with a bang on my head and a bruised and broken foot. Well, Morgz, it's alright because your foot is retarded already. 2 of the toes are actually, they're actually phased together. That's pretty epic. I feel like he has a small dick as well because he has that genetic disadvantage. So probably has the disadvantage of having a small pee-pee probably. And the best part, it was caught on camera. Life is wild. Well, actually, it wasn't caught on camera. What was caught on camera is the ice sculpture somewhat collapsed and him outside of the structure. It was not caught on camera, the ice structure actually falling on him. And the reason why is because if it actually did happen, which I don't really doubt, I do honestly think that one of the ice cubes probably did slip. But looking at how it's built, it's like he wanted that to happen. Like, he literally built ice on top of ice. Ice, believe it or not, is well renowned as one of the most frictional substances on the earth. That's why they build, roads out of ice, because ice is the least slippery material to exist. That's definitely true. No, he built something slippery on top of something slippery, and he's making a big deal out of it slipping over. It's clearly intended. Furthermore, if it was filmed, it was probably just one ice cube falling on his head, like a quarter of a meter a second. It was like this, right? Ow, that really hurts. I mean, it might have hurt. I'm not saying that it didn't hurt, but it's not like he was going to die. And the fact that he has added up all the masses of the ice blocks, even though most of them wouldn't even, have reached his head, let alone hit him in the head, just shows how desperate he's looking for attention or something. So I commented simply, quit chatting shit. It was your fault anyway, get a grip. Because that's the fact of the matter. If you hurt yourself and it's your fault, you can say, guys, I hurt myself and I'm really sad about it. But when you make it over dramatic and then make up this false number of mass just to make people feel sorry for you and then go out of your way for empathy, at that point it needs to be called out. So I commented that, and some of the replies were just interesting. Get a life! He's not! That's literally it. 2 people defended him. You gotta realise though that these are just kids replying to me, Morgz' channel wasn't doing very well though recently. It's doing amazing, but in comparison to how it used to be doing, he was seeing a decrease in views, a decrease in sub gains. So I'm not surprised, and I would never put it past him to do something like this for attention. But the one thing I think Morgz forgets, and yes, he's very successful and he constantly brags about how the YouTube algorithm loves him, is actually the quality of his fan base. Morgz, if you're watching this video, all your fans are kids. They're all kids. You're entertaining kids for views. I would hate to have a child fan base. Now, I don't mind having some fans who are children. That doesn't bother me at all. But generally speaking, children are dumb. Children don't actually enjoy YouTubers because the YouTubers make intellectual, high quality content that actually means something. Kids aren't bothered about that. Kids are bothered about crazy things that don't matter at all. The one thing you got to realise is, yes, you're doing really well in terms of numbers and you're making a crap ton of money. You're probably making really good videos. That's what the kids think. I mean, this video is recorded like shit, but people can still hear me, so it's good enough. But he probably thinks that, his content's amazing, but actually it's really cringy and it's just over the top. And if you actually go through, the comments that he gets and click on the accounts and the people who like his post and like his comments and things, you realise that all of his fans are 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 years old. It's just cringy. So the next thing I want to talk about is Kiera Bridget, Morgz' girlfriend. I honestly think they've broken up. I'm not even gonna lie, and I don't think he's mentioning it. Kiera Bridget is literally such a bitch. Oh my god, she just annoys me so much. So what I've noticed, and I'm not a stalker, is that I follow Morgz on Instagram, and I don't follow anyone who actually follows Kiera Bridget. So every single post I see of Kiera Bridget, it says if Morgz likes it, because no one else likes a post that I follow, And one thing I noticed is for the past month at least, Morgz has not liked any of her posts. I don't think that's going well already. And she's also posted a few times about moving to America, and she's been in America for a good month. And I'm not gonna lie, there's this video she made recently, and I can just tell by her body she's moved to America, innit? So I don't think Morgz, you've actually lost out if you've broken up. I think you should take that as a W. And Morgz started going gym. He's posting photos of his new sexy ass body. Guys, they must have broken up, and Morgz, he's trying to get back at her. Oh, I'm hot now because I went to the gym twice. You're doing a good job, Morgz. I went through a breakup, and I can tell you, when you go to the gym twice and brag about it, ruined! You ruin them. Okay, you were on top here. But yeah, Kiera Bridget also took a picture of this boy. Oh, this is not acceptable. Literally, it's just funny. I don't think they're together anymore, and I think Morgz is trying to take this approach of like, I'm going gym now, I'm working out now, here's my body, I look so hot. And Morgz, your body is so weird. Like, I watched this one video recently made by I'm Alex and I Nabba. Pretty much the biggest manlets on YouTube, I feel. They're literally both insanely short. And I don't have an unpopular opinion or anything, but I Nabba is literally the biggest mug ever. He's just a mug. If you've watched his videos before, you'll know exactly what I mean. He's just so weird. I don't even know. He's just such a loser. I'm Alex is alright. To be fair, all them YouTubers like I'm Alex, I Nabba, goddamn Memulous, like they're funny, but they're all losers. Like I'm Alex is short and has bad teeth. I Nabba is just a mug. And he's just a loser. And then Memulous is so clapped, they won't even show his face. he literally doesn't show his face because he's so clapped. Just think about how sad that is. Oh my god. But pretty much they mentioned that Morgz was a big, tall guy, and they searched up how tall he was. And they searched up Morgz' height. And if you search Morgz' height up, my video pops up, but they didn't even mention it. Oh, fam, I could have been promoted by some big boys.
You said you want to laugh! You want to laugh at me, huh? You want to laugh at me? He's fucking huge. Mate, I'm actually scared if I ever see this guy.
I'm generally terrified now.
Even
though he's wearing that.
Well, I want to see Morgz' height. I need to see Morgz' height now. He's 6'3".
Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video here, but in summary, Morgz' body looks just really weird. I don't know what it is, and this is coming from someone who has insanely long arms. They're really long, and it's really weird. But Morgz, your body just looks so weird. Stop bragging about it. I'm having a mental breakdown here, probably. But thanks for watching this video. Obviously, it's made with comedy aspects in it, so don't take it too seriously. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you're new today, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Goodbye.